Hey there, listeners. Welcome to episode 698 of the Ask Denis episodes. It's a freestyle episode, and wow, amazing. We're at 698 already. Hey, how's your year coming along already? How are those New Year resolutions coming along? I know that many people have already given up on theirs. And then there are others who have adapted and just getting on with their year. Personally, I've had a good break, but I've also knuckled down to get some impactful things ready for this year. Today, I want to discuss with you about them both, or a couple of things that I've been doing, but one in particular. So let's discuss.
Welcome to Leadership is Changing. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change. This is taking your leadership to another level by finding the balance between executive excellence and personal well-being through stories that inspire real change. It's time to adapt in our fast-moving world when leadership is changing with your host, Denis Gianoutsos.
Welcome to the Ask Denis episode. This is a freestyle episode where I'm asked a question by our listeners, or I share my thoughts, experience, and insights from working with many leaders around the globe. Hey there, listeners. Well, how's your year coming along already? I just asked about that in the introduction, but wow, can you believe it that it's the first month? Well, the first month is already done. It's gone. We're 11 months to go in the year. And for some people, they haven't even started back at work yet. For some people, they've had their summer breaks, especially in the Southern Hemisphere, of course, and others are just coming back now. For those of you who are celebrating this, happy Chinese New Year to you, to our families, and to our friends around the globe. As they say, Gong Xi Fa Chai, and that's a New Year sort of saying that the Chinese community say to each other. Well, as I asked earlier on, how's your New Year resolutions coming along? It's always an interest to me to see how many have already given up on their New Year resolutions. You see, the gyms were full of people. Resolutions, we're going to get out there. I'm going to be really fit this year. I'm going to lose weight. And now you're starting to see the gym only full with committed and dedicated people. The numbers are starting to drop already. And then there are others who have adapted and set their goals and know what they're doing and where they're going this year. In fact, they're getting on with the year. As I said earlier on, personally, I've had a good break, and I've also knuckled down to get some really important, impactful things ready for this year. I and my team have been working hard to get two things in particular completed so we can start the year with impact. We've got some other things we're going to announce a little bit later on, but the first thing was the website. So we launched a new website, and if you go to leadingchangepartners.com, that's my organization, check out the services that we talk about, the resources that have articles in there, and also check out our testimonials, some really cool ones in there. The second thing that we've been working really hard on, and that is to get our, what we call the Adapt magazine ready and launch. And today I want to talk to you about that magazine. The Adapt magazine is about transforming business and leaders in a disruptive world. People have said to me when I've been speaking, facilitating workshops, coaching in public or out somewhere, they ask me, hey, what else do you do, Denis? Or what do you do? So the team and I have created a 24-page glossy magazine that showcases Denis, that showcases me and about what I do, and also the services my organization, Leading Change Partners, and I provide. Talks about the podcast. In fact, we list the top 10 popular episodes that I have on the podcast. And then we also have some articles, as I said, about leadership within the magazine as well. So if I look at the magazine here, and the word adapt just sort of sticks out. Why? Because you see, leaders today are having to adapt, and it's a key word that's something we all need to think about. Think about in particular what you should be focusing on. So we kick off with a bit of a welcome in the magazine from me, but then we actually get into straight away into different areas. We talk about inspiring change. And I talk about in the magazine here why it's my mission to empower executive leaders to adapt and thrive. You see, I'm committed to making a difference in leaders' lives and showing them there is a better, less stressful way to reach their full potential. The change that I see in people I work with is always incredible and inspires me every single day. And so that's all cool. And there's articles, as I suggested earlier on, and one of them is the importance of changing leadership. I talk about why professional development is essential in today's world. You see, in today's fast-paced, ever-changing business landscape, effective leadership has never been more crucial. However, many leaders are under so much pressure that they fail to take stock, rethink their approach, and consider ways that make their life easier on themselves. So that's one of the articles in there, and if you want to read that, it's really, really cool. Then I start talking about the executive leadership workshops that I do. Leadership workshops, productivity workshops, strategic planning workshops. They're my keynote presentations. I've got 2 of them in there, but I also can do others as well, depending on what your event is needing. Personal coaching, group coaching, and take you through the steps about what I do in that area. Another article that appears is the 5 key attributes of changing leadership. So find out the most common attributes among those thriving in senior workplace positions. Because you see, these 5 qualities differentiate world-class leaders from those who simply aspire to be recognized for their good work. Then I talk about in the magazine how it works. So I follow a simple process to work with me and my organization. And so I go through step by step on the simple process that's in place. The next article, which you may relate to, and that is, you may be a leader who's ready to try for a promotion or switch careers entirely, or something whereby you've been forced to make a change, like a redundancy. The thing here is, if you're a leader who is ready to try for a promotion or switch careers, my question to you is, what's holding you back? And so I talk about what's next in that article. As I said, the podcast, we feature that as well, because you see, great leaders are always learning. And nowadays, the Leadership is Changing podcast is seen as a go-to asset for leaders to go and learn about leadership. But I talk about the top 10 most downloaded and recommended episodes. And you want to check out that list as well. But there's so many other episodes that are available too. Another article is adaptive leadership. How do you stay flexible so you can make disruption and change work for you? There's a new model based on about 25 years working with leaders around the world that I've developed and grown over time. And it's how to overcome overwhelm and set your week up for success. The Success Hour model is something that I sort of briefly introduce here in an article within the magazine. But it is a workshop, and it's in some other workshops that I do as well. And it's starting to really excite people about what it can do for them, because it's actually helping people empower themselves and their teams for success. Then I've got some frequently asked questions about how to work with me and other things about everything I do. But at the back, on the cover, there is actually an offer for you, and you might want to check it out to see what it is. Okay, so that is the launch. We did that, right? So 24-page glossy magazine. See, listeners, it is my mission to empower executive leaders to adapt and thrive. Now, if I can help you to make this year an amazing year for you, your team, or your organization, then let's chat. I'm offering you a free 30-minute strategy call, a call to chat about your goals, about where you want to go, about your current situation. And then we can discuss how or what help you might need or will need to bring this all to life. So how do you book a call with me? It's simple. In the show notes, I've put a URL link for you to book a call with Denis. You click on it, you select the day and time that suits you, and then I look forward to chatting with you on that call. Hey listeners, that's it for this episode. I'm so excited about the launch of the Adapt magazine. Check it out. It's always a pleasure being with you. Thanks for joining me on the Leadership is Changing podcast. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Leadership is Changing with your host, Denis Gianoutsos. Each week, we and our guests provide information and insights through exploring leading change, inspiring executives and leaders to adapt and lead a bigger game in a fast-moving world.